growth in South Africa's new vehicle sales has slowed by 10.5% or to 10.5% to over 45,000 units year on year on the back of slower underlying momentum in demand for new cars. This is according to the National Association of Automobile Manufacturers. And here to delve further into the dynamics at play in the motor industry is Jeff Osborne. He's CEO of RMI. Thanks so much, Jeff, for joining us this afternoon. Well, you heard the conversation that Eleni had with Ian Cruikshanks of Nedbank a little earlier, and he said all you can say about these numbers, not bad, but it certainly shows that that underlying momentum is tapering off.
Yeah, very definitely, and it is consistent with developments in the broader economy. But I think other contributing factors was the tsunami in Japan. That is evident not only here, but I think globally. If you look at the production levels of a number of vehicle manufacturers, that still continues to impact on the availability of cars. So I think that might have affected it as well. But I tend to agree with Ian. I think there's a softening in demand. You know, we started the year with a bit of a big bang, as it were, exceeding expectations. We were sitting at 22% at one stage for the first quarter.
Absolutely, but you've got to bear in mind, as he said, you're coming off a very low base.
Very definitely. So if you look at the actual vehicle numbers, it's not that dramatic. It kind of takes us back to where we were 4 years ago.
We are seeing growth, though, and if you're breaking it down on, in terms of the kind of vehicles being sold, passenger vehicles coming under pressure, those sales are coming under pressure. But if you're looking at medium commercial vehicles, up 23.6% year on year for July, compared to it declining by just over 4% in June. So that just shows, that there is some distinction to be made when you actually drill down into these numbers.
Yes, that's an interesting development, and one perhaps we need to interrogate that a bit more closely. But I guess it signals that there is perhaps some pent-up buying demand where those vehicles are concerned. These are vehicles that are being used commercially and they eventually have to be replaced. But it does kind of conflict with the suggestion that there's a decline in business confidence levels.
Not only in confidence levels, but actual activity. I mean, we saw the PMI activity yesterday, and that data coming through really disappointing the markets and hinting towards the prospects of a slower, broader economy moving forward.
Yes, absolutely. And I think we've come to terms with that reality, not only from a business perspective, but certainly from a consumer one as well, that the consumer is still under pressure. And of course, increases in the likes of fuel, these toll roads that are coming shortly at some stage or the other. I think there's additional cost to the affordability of motoring, and it's starting to have its effect now.
With that being the case, let's look at the health of the South African consumer specifically, because like we say, we can see the distress that the consumer is under, with passenger sales up slowing by 9.7% year on year, where we saw it up 17.3% in June. You've mentioned petrol prices on the rise as well. Just today, that Gautrain link from Midrand to Johannesburg opening up. How do you see that affecting the dynamics at play within the passenger vehicle market specifically?
That could be interesting to monitor. I'm not too sure what the cost is, because it's very expensive to get to the airport, as we know. But if it's more realistic between Sandton and Pretoria, that might persuade people to use that as an option, particularly once the tolls are introduced.
Yeah.
But I guess it's going to have an effect to some extent.
Well, we'll have to be monitoring that process as these lines open up and assess just how much traffic the Gautrain is enjoying right now when it comes to exports. So let's take a look at that market, because last month it rose 23.7%, and it was a figure that really stood out for the markets. This for July, we're seeing vehicle exports moderating sales and up only 8.1%. How are you assessing that scenario?
I think the sudden spike, if you like, last month was as a result of that tsunami and the earthquake in Japan, where these vehicles, the demand was still there. They hadn't been able to supply them previously, and I think suddenly they were in a better position to do so. But I think what we're seeing is also consistent with a decline in the global economic recovery.
Decline in the global economic recovery, looking towards consumers looking for cheaper modes of or cheaper vehicles coming to market. What kind of competition are we facing in that export arena?
No, absolutely, you're quite right. And the trend is clearly there, that there is a down buying trend, that not only here but overseas people are looking at the affordability, and it's become a lot more attractive to buy entry-level type vehicles, which frankly have become a lot more attractive because they have all the bells and whistles that many of the more expensive cars have.
and impacting the used car market as well. So what kind of dynamic are we seeing play out there?
Yeah, no, very definitely. There's been a narrowing in the gap between the price of new and used. So the used car market here has been particularly soft this year, and is likely to continue to be so. As long as that gap is as close as it is. It's attractive and easier to buy, or more attractive to buy a new car than it is a used car. But of course, all of this is also driven by the appetite for the banks to take on this type of risk. And it's still quite evident that credit extension in this market is still at historic lows.
And that despite the fact that we've got interest rates sitting at historic lows as well. Let's take a look at your outlook for interest rates moving forward. Bulk of the market have pushed out their forecast in terms of when that tightening cycle is set to begin, and it being pushed out to the first quarter of next year.
I would certainly hope that it's later rather than sooner. It would have a negative effect certainly on the market were it to be introduced later on this year. And as long as they can hold out on that one, I think better, not only for our market, but certainly for the economy.